Good afternoon, everybody. I know you guys are really surprised to see me on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock with a episode of Racing the Races. But I actually have a special guest that's coming on today, and I needed to accommodate her. She's running for re-election for West Park Commission seat 3, and she's going to be joining me today. So I please like, share, subscribe, share the feed, because again, we want to know why it is that we should re-elect Joy. Right, it's a double entendre. That word re-elect Joy is like a good decision for folks to make. So I said again, Sandra Shaffer, host of Racing the Races. I'm usually on Wednesdays at 5:30, but today I had a special guest that needed to come on, and we have to accommodate the people that are doing the work in the community, because we want folks to make very informed decisions about who it is that they're going to vote for to represent them. So without further ado, I am going to bring up Commissioner Joy B. Smith from the city of West Park, representing seat 3. Good
Hello.
afternoon. How are you?
I'm
People
blessed.
are a
I'm
little
blessed.
confused. They're
Thank
like, why am
you.
I seeing her now? I usually see her on Wednesdays. How's everything going with you? And I got stuff in the way
Yes,
today.
with joy, there's always surprises with joy.
Yeah, right. You're bringing joy today in the afternoon, right? You're
That's
bringing
right.
joy today in the
That's right.
afternoon. Yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourself to the people here that's watching us on Facebook Live and on YouTube. We are on Facebook, Racing the Races. It's also on my personal page, Sandra Shaffer. We have the YouTube channel, Racing the Races. All things politics, race and politics. You can watch it that way. But we have, like I said, the special privilege of speaking to Commissioner Joy B. Smith from the city of West Park. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, and then we're going to have some questions and talk about what you're going to do.
Just a sec.
No. So I understand the technical side of things. That
Yeah,
I do that too.
it's
Uh,
weird.
yes. So
Oh my God.
soon enough, we're gonna have like a production crew, and then you know what I'm saying. We will run into these production issues and stuff like that. So that's what happens when you want to make sure you're doing the work of the people. When you're trying to do the work of the people, there's sometimes you have to multitask and do 4 or 5 different things at the
Oh
same
my
time.
God. And
And
I'm
this is
not the
one of
tech
those moments.
savvy. I
Yeah,
am not the technical person.
but
I, it's something, that's something else.
yeah. So we're
But,
gonna get it done.
but anyway, thank you, Miss Sandra,
No, thank
from
you for
Race Up
coming
the
on.
Races. Thank you for having me today. Thanks for making the accommodation for me to be here. And of course, you're busy. I'm busy. You're very, very, very busy. But there's no time that's too much or not enough when you're serving.
Yep, absolutely. We have
Okay,
to keep doing
I'm
the work.
Commissioner. I'm Commissioner Joyce Smith from the city of West Park. Been elected in 2020, November 2020, into seat 3. And I'm a resident of West Park since 2002. And, I have 2 children, 2 adult children, 2 grandchildren. So, for those who know, that I'm a homely person, I'm a woman who knows to raise the kids, to deal with the terrible twos, and now to deal with the teenager, deal with the young adults, and dealing with, and now being a grandmother, taking care of the grandkids. So it is what it is, right? So, with that being said, I'm here for re-election no, on November 2024, and election day is November 5th. So that's just a little bit that unless you have a question, anything that you want to know, that's fine. I'm not hearing you. You're muted.
See,
Oh,
4 years of Zoom and online stuff, and I still managed to talk when I'm on mute. So I always like to add, when people say election day is November the 5th, I like
Mhm.
to stress that that is the absolute last day that you can
Mm.
vote. Because in
Right.
Florida, we have early voting, right? We have early voting and we have vote by mail, even though they're
Hmm.
trying to mess with the vote by mail. So we always encourage folks to order their vote by mail ballots so you can already have it and know it's on the ballot. But you
Hmm.
have the option of early voting. And this year, it's a mandatory early voting period. It may be a little bit longer, but there's a mandatory early voting period that's from October 26th to November the 2nd. So you can vote early. So the last day to vote will be November the 5th, but we encourage folks to vote early because you never know what can happen on the last day. We want to make sure that your vote count. So
Right.
early voting is October 26th to November 2nd. All right.
All right.
So tell us, what is it that commissioners do? What is your responsibility as a commissioner?
Well, our responsibility as commissioners is to govern the city, make the laws, uphold the laws of the city, runs the city. It's just like um, you would be running your home. You have a house with 10 children and you're the head of the household. The commissioner is the head of the household of the city, in the city. Commissioners and the mayors, we are the under the residents. So the residents is our bosses, and we are there to put laws into place to secure the residents, give them a quality of life, to bring in businesses, to attend to the residents and business owners' needs of the city. Also, we there to make sure that the taxes and stuff are being regulated so that it's affordable for our residents. So you're muted again.
Once again, since you're already an elected commissioner in the community, what are the types of issues that you see that the resident needs, and what do you see are the top issues for the residents in West Park?
Well, the major issue that every almost every door that I knock, their complaint is speeding in the city, speeding on the street. Oh, we need a speed bump. Oh, you got to do something about the speeding. Da, 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 da. So that is one of the major issue. And the other is, oh, my taxes is too high. My taxes is too high. So that's the two major: the taxes, the speeding, and they're not being given. For instance, like businesses would complain, they complain, even the residents, because I have two residents that's complaining about the the services that they've been getting from the offices that we supposed to be governing. So
So tell me, what is it that you as a commissioner can do about the speed bump, or can you yourself do that, or is that something that the group of commissioners would need to
it's
decide
a
on?
collective body. It's collective. It's and of course, the majority counts. So we as commissioners have to come together to make the laws, change the laws, to uphold, to make accountable who is responsible for doing their jobs, including which includes for instance the policing. Policing, we have the policing has to be more visible in the city stuff. Yes, we can bring it out, we bring it up, but we have to hold them accountable because the residents are paying, taxpayers are paying, so they have to be out there to do their job to curb the situation that is happening in the city.
So is there some resistance to adding speed bumps in the city, since that's something that the residents want? Is it too expensive to do, or is it, because sometimes those things may not make a difference, right? People might still speed anyway, and it might just end up messing up the bottom of the cars of the people who didn't
Um,
want them in the first place. So is there some pros and cons? Is there a legitimate reason why there may not be any speed bumps, even though
I'm glad
that's
you
what
asked
the
that, because
people want?
I'm happy you mentioned that, because even on my street, 25th Street, there's we put in speed bumps. Just did the since the beginning of the year, it was completed last year, where this my street, 25th Street, was done. And believe it or not, about less than a month ago, there was a high speed chase coming off the 95, and it comes right on 25th Street with the speed bumps. I imagine a high speed chase with a 20 on a street with speed bumps. So that to tell you that we try um to slow it down, but they're still going. They don't care if they're mashing up their car. They don't care. But the thing about it, we can only do so much. But also it is costly and everything. But we get the funds to do streets. We have um funding for, say, for instance, 25th Street. We have 36. It has to go to um appropriation so that we cannot put speed bump on every street. What is it going to be looking like? We can't.
I do have a
But
question. You said it was
we
a
can
high
have.
speed. Excuse
Hmm?
me. You said it was a high speed. Was it between like the police and a person, or just
Yes,
people
yes.
drag racing? Are the
High
police
speed
allowed?
police chase, high
Uh,
speed chasing, and they exit off at the highway, and they actually ended up on 25th Street, which had speed bumps on there. I don't know, it was on the news, and they caught them like a few blocks down from my house.
you think the
Yeah.
speed bumps helped the police catch them, or was it just nowhere else for them to go?
Well, I wouldn't say the speed bump helps. Well, I'm sure it slows them down a bit, yes, but
Hmm.
I wasn't too sure how they got caught. I just saw it on the news, and I said, "Look at that! Imagine on my street where there's just being done with speed traps and all that stuff, but yet still we have a high speed chase on here." So you could see they were still speeding over them. So
Yeah. So it's like one of those controversial things. Like, is it worth it or not? But you want to do, if that's what the resident wants and it's in the budget, you would think
right,
that we have to do it. But and if you don't do it, right? Even if it's like, listen, I know this is what y'all want. Here's the reasons why we're not doing it. We should at least, as commissioners, it should have at least be explained to the
right,
resident why is it that this isn't happening,
right.
right? So just not don't make it seem as though they're being ignored. So they may
No,
want it. It may be a good thing, but it may be things about it that's not that doesn't make sense. So at
right.
least the responsibility of a commissioner would be to notify the residents how, by different means, at a
Yes,
commission
indeed.
meeting, by email, by text. So find some way to communicate to them that this is why
Sure.
this isn't happening, as opposed to having them think that their voices aren't being heard.
Correct. Correct. Yes, and that's what we do.
No, thank
Yes.
you. I appreciate that. And then there, besides the speed bumps in the road, you said there's some other issues of concerns for the residents. What else is it that you want to do?
Well, for instance, this week, business owner complains about the permitting system. A permit. I can't been waiting for how long to get a permit and stuff like that. We're in the process of having that taken care of, which is you know, getting the online permitting system up into par and all that stuff. So, of course, in every businesses or every organization, you're gonna have people who drop the ball in doing what they're doing or drop their hand in doing this and doing that. And the turnaround time for the permits in West Park, or even as far as the how it's being approved and stuff like that. We commissions we have nothing to do with that, because we are not the staff who takes care of that. But we are the one who gets the complaints about oh, this person is being disrespectful, this person that, they're charging me this, they're charging me that, and stuff like that. It's not on us as commissions, but we can at least have discussion on how things need to be done. And of course, majority rules. So, it takes 3 votes to change anything or to even speak about it.
Okay, so there's an issue with getting timely permits in the city, but the residents will speak to you about it, and you'll reach out as much as you can. But at the end of the
Right,
day, commissioners are not the ones that issue permits, so
right,
it's just a matter of like listening to the residents, let them know that you hear what their concerns are, reach and
correct,
speak to someone in the department and see if it can be held efficiently. But that's a
right,
structural thing that needs to happen
right.
within the city. All right,
Yes.
I appreciate hearing that. So if what else do you what else is it that you would like to see happen in the city? I know I've heard because
Well,
yes, go ahead.
well, I have residents actually stopping me, showing me tickets that they get from the red light camera in the city of Westport.
All right. So, the red light cameras is one of those things that tell those
I
residents that if they
mean,
get a red
my
light camera ticket, tell them
my
if they get a
pre
red light camera ticket, they need to just go to court because those things are really supposed to get dismissed because there's
right.
so much unreliability that happens with red light tickets.
Hmm.
And, the camera should be gone anyway because it doesn't really show that they really make any areas safer. It just makes money for the people that manage those red light
Absolutely,
tickets. So like if
absolutely.
they get one, tell them to go to court, and if they can. But even saying go to court is not easy for anyone to get to the courthouse because you have to have good transportation. Who knows why it is that they got the ticket?
Correct.
On the day your car may not be working, it's hard to catch the bus, right? So,
Hmm.
but I would definitely have those folks advocate for contesting those tickets if they can.
Yes,
There
yes.
are some law offices that deals with tickets that
Hmm.
it's cheaper to hire one of them than to actually pay for the ticket. They should consider that. But red light tickets is one of those things that red light
Yes,
are not
and
proven to
I
be.
did, I did run in 2020 on that. My platform was one of those
Mhm.
because we are a little small city just in the little surrounding of some huge cities like Miramar, Hollywood, um
Pembroke Park.
Hallandale, Pembroke Park, Pembroke Park, um, and Miami Gardens and stuff like that. And we are just a little small city, 2.2 square mile here, and I believe that it's injustice is doing injustice to the residents, especially during the time of COVID time there, where um you rolled up at the light, you didn't fully stop, and now you get a ticket for $158 or stuff like that, and you're on lockdown, or you're home not working and stuff like that. That's taking $150 or almost close to $200 off somebody's table, you know, providing food or to pay a bill. I mean, you know that was one of my platform into how can we solve this situation with this red light camera. And I did some research, and also I also bring it up and want at one point to have a discussion on it, and my response wasn't supportive at all. So like I said, it's just majority count. So it wasn't supported, so that was shut down. So it was not, to put it this way, it was not even up for discussion.
Not even up for discussion. Nah, that's not
Not
that don't
even,
seem very democratic.
exactly. Not even for discussion. So and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna give up on it because I believe in for the people, and I'm community first, and I'm here for the community. Put the community first.
Yes, and so Aretha Wimberly is here watching. How you doing, Miss Aretha? And she said she thought red light camera legislation has lots of issues and were largely discontinued by municipalities, right? So
Yes, indeed. I believe that even they Florida itself, the state, and I think the county is continued that their their camera, but it's I guess the cities they still can use it. And then I get to understand that they can have the cameras where in school zones and stuff like that. That's to one of my inquiry. That's what I heard. They're putting it now onto school zones. So yes, Miss Arita. But like I said, when the bureaucracy stands, and I
Yeah.
but
But
like I
keep
said,
fighting, right?
elections have
You're gonna keep
consequences. We
fighting
need
on
to
that
know.
issue. Keep fighting on
Yes,
that issue. And I
yes,
see, and the other thing that I heard you say is that people are complaining about paying the taxes on the property because the property taxes are getting higher. I
mhm.
know one of the reasons is because property values are going up. So taxes are going
Correct,
up, right? So what
correct.
is it that you can or want to do for people to try to give them some sort of relief for the liens and the taxes on their for liens and taxes?
Well, there's in the city of West Park, there's you can have some of your liens you can the lien we have the lien amnesty
Hmm.
in some and I know of quite a few residents who have gotten helped with through with the city with their lien being reduced on their property. So we have the lien amnesty there in the city that they can take advantage of. Also, one of the other that we got passed was the homestead to raise the homestead exemption amount, and also to for the seniors, and uh, the other what was the one we well what you want to do is to at least to try to roll back the taxes, roll back. Right now we're it last tax year we had reduced it to 0.3%, 0.30, from 850 to 820. All right. So come the next tax season, we'll be trying our best to get it lowered. So it gradually takes time. But as even when we do rollback and stuff, it's still gonna seem high because the values of the properties are going up. It just keep going up and up. So when the inflation um like the inflation goes down, you should see have at least a better way of managing. So
Yeah, they'll feel it, but it's just that everything is costing more, right?
yeah,
Everything is costing more, and I see you also want to advocate for like a senior advisory committee in the city of West Park. What's the
yes.
average age of the people that live in the city?
Well, right now the age is because with all these new homes and
Mhm.
people moving out and stuff because things is getting even worse. A lot of younger folks coming in
Mm.
because at first we have like the pioneers. We have a lot of pioneers like the age group 60s and over, age 60 and over. But now it's like it's shifting, and people are moving from all walks of life want to come to West Park to get a piece of West Park pie. That's been hidden because it's in West Park. There's a pie in West Park.
Yeah, I have
that
a
every
friend that
every
moved from Miramar West to West Park. Yeah, she
Yes.
absolutely did. Yep, she used to live out here and she moved into the city of West
Wow.
Park because it's
Mhm.
close enough to Miami-Dade. It's close to the
Yes.
beach. It's near 441. You can
It's
get to
like
the
15
airport.
minutes.
It's a very
15
great
minutes to the
location.
airport.
Yep, yep. She absolutely did move from Miramar West to West
Yes.
Park. Right, right, right.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you want to what kind of services do they presently provide for the seniors, if any?
Well, there's we have the senior program here in West Park at the McTier Park. There's a senior program there where we provide a lot of field trips, games, stuff. I mean, senior proms, dances. Name it. They play games, and stuff like that. They go to different cities, field trips and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on for the seniors, but we still want to do more,
Do
and
more
we
for them.
need it to be more out for all the seniors, not for just some, but
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
also think that so because they're younger people that are moving into the city, that
Mhm.
may mean that you have families moving in, right? People with
Mhm.
like children, like young children, maybe teenagers. I think I see that you're interested in having like a teen advisory committee. What does that look like, and what how do you want to support teens in your city?
Well, there is a youth advisory. There's a youth advisory committee here in the city, but I don't think that's enough because it's only certain teen youths or involved. So we need to do more for the teenagers because they turn to young adults, and when they feel left out, when they feel left out, it's not a good thing because when you have the youths, they're gonna be the commissioners, the mayors, the presidents, the lawyers, the teachers, the doctors of tomorrow, the youths of today, or the teenagers. We have to, because they get peer pressured in school. A lot of teenagers come out of school and they just stop. They don't mm-mm. They don't want to continue their education. We need role models for these teenagers. We need, someone can help these teenagers. We can set the trend for the teens that they can look up to. Right now, um, in our advisory, the youth advisory committee that's there, yes, we have, because we don't really have a high school per se. Our kids go to Hallandale or Miramar High, um, surrounding schools around. Now, the actual children in our city needs to be governed, needs to be mentored, needs to be, taught, you know, I mean, I raised my two children by myself, to be honest with you, and I raised them up good and proper. Good, right? And if we're as a city, it takes a village to raise a child. So when we provide services for children in a city, it's like we're trying to raise the kids, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we need what you want for your child, you should want for your neighbor's kid. These children, you can't talk to them or anything like that. If you have a body that they can trust and relied on to say if they're having some issue like drug problems or um, um, sexual issues or anything like that where teenagers go through. Um, if you have a body or and a committee where someone in that committee where they can trust or they can talk to, that can lead them to the right resources, that can get help for these children, they would not be it would actually help. It would help, and then you say, yeah, I'm getting help from my community. I'm getting help from, instead of you have to go out of the community you have to go to Miramar to reach out to somebody there. Why not? We have it here in our city. So,
So there's a
so
question in the chat. They want to know, since you're talking about helping, it's taking a village to, raise children, to support them. Ms. Wimberly wants to know, how much support does West Park receive from Broward County as it relates to economic development? Do you get any support from the county?
yes, we do. We do get because we have a actually that's from Memorial Healthcare, which is the West Park Family Matters, which helps economically, and also mental support. I mean, we get it from, but Broward County do provide as well, because way how things is in with West Park. Broward County have the services where when the issue arise, or the nature for the service arise, we reach out to Broward County, and it's allotted then. So yes, we do get support. We do get support from Broward County.
All right.
Mhm.
Appreciate you answering that question. And I see another one. So I think I live in the best city in Miramar, in Broward County, and that's Miramar, Florida. I see one of our commissioners, Alexander P. Davis, is on here too. So I know I'm like, I live in the best city in Miramar. And West Park is like my adopted city. That's my next favorite city. So I see you want to, we have all the festivities and activities, and we represent all the cultures in the city of Miramar. So I
Mhm.
see it, that one of the things that you also want to do is you want to advocate for certain events that happen into the city, and also bring back like the Goombay Festival, for example. I do have
Yes.
Bahamian roots, so I'm all about a good Goombay, right? So
Yeah.
tell us about why that's one of the things that you want to do for the city of West
I
Park.
mean, I'm a fun person. For all who knows Commissioner Joy is a fun person.
Hmm.
I hate to be like living like I'm in bondage. Period.
Hmm. And then you got to come to Miramar.
And I gotta go to I know Miramar is a big city with big dreams and big money and all of that stuff. Yes, yes, it is. And but it does not take all the time. It doesn't have to have $1 million to do something to, you know, to to free up the mind for the people. Because my thing is this: if we can have, say, for instance, an event, have the people come to the event, because talent is everywhere.
Hmm.
People are talented in everywhere you go, every walks of life. They can cook, they can sing, they can do everything. So my thing is this: say we have try to at least locate something, an event annually, if it's even one, that cultural, that every culture can in the city can adheres to. Like, yes, I can enjoy this. For instance, the Gumbe Festival. A lot of Bahamians here. I've reached out to them. They reaching out to me and all of that stuff. Say, yeah, yeah, yeah. I listen. I hear that. And yes, as Christina Everard, yes, community together, yes. Now, why not try to get it back? It was here, and everybody talks about it. Remember, I'm here. I've never been to one, but I've heard about it and everything, how it was being good and everything like that. Why not have it back? What are the majority of Bahamians here? And others would enjoy. You have a Bahamian event, you have a Jamaican event, you have a Haitian event, and stuff like that. And everybody would include it, and we have a happy family then.
Hmm.
Put it this way. So I don't see why um we can't look back into that in getting the quality of life that the people needs and stuff like that. Why do I, if I can only wake up, sleep, wake up, I can't work in the city, I can't raise my kids in the city. They have to go outside for everything. They have to go outside to buy food. They have to go outside of the city to have a recreation. They have to go outside to work and stuff like that. Why not at least have something here that we can look forward to? And that is one of the other issue why and I'm so happy that it happens, because my question was that Easter eggs, for example, is very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And we have children here in the city. And every Easter, since I've been elected and I've seen it, kids have to go to other cities to go pick up a basket or a bucket of eggs and blah, blah, blah. Why not put a little money aside? We got some money in reserve. We can put at least, how much does it cost to get some little Easter eggs? The park is open there. We can do an Easter egg hunt for the kids. Of course, that wasn't looked at. But then now, Easter comes back again. I've said it. Why are we going? Our kids going to other places for Easter egg hunts? The people in here pays a lot of taxes. At least get some Easter eggs and do a little treat for the children here in the city. Duh, duh. Look what happened it just past 2 weeks ago. It turns out very well.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, the Easter egg hunt turns out very well. And little by little, bit by bit, we're gonna get stuff done in the city.
Yep. And so I
And
see that you proposed that, and this is after my own heart, that you had proposed and you passed the Crown Act in the city of West Park.
woo,
That's for
woo,
sisters.
woo, woo, girl,
Listen,
see there. I don't want nobody to tell me that I gotta cut my hair.
or that your hair is not professional, right? Isn't that what they were
I'm
saying?
talking about my hair is not professional and all that stuff and all that. Oh no, no. If I have advocate for not, I have to advocate for that. Because the
Absolutely.
thing about it, we've been looked at and say, oh, here nappy and this and all of that stuff. I'm happy that this law was out there, and um, people in work in business places. I mean, I'm not saying that you should go up there with one sticking here, one
I
sticking up here, and all of that
right.
stuff. That don't look appropriate.
Uh-huh.
Fix it. But at least you cannot discriminate on how the hair on my head looks. Thank you, Jesus.
A hair that grew out of your skull. It ain't like you even put it there, right? Right, right. So
Exactly,
yes,
exactly.
I appreciate that. When I saw that, I was like, listen, that's a woman after my own heart. I'm here for that, right? And I
Yes.
also see, yeah, that's amazing. It's incredible. And I'm telling you, a lot of sisters appreciate that. And the fact
Mhm.
that we even gotta fight for that is something else. But I'm really
Mhm.
happy that you proposed it.
Yes.
You were able to pass that resolution. Because I'm happy. You said it also said that you hosted a BSO drive-by initiative. Can you explain to the people what that is?
Yes. Which well, BSO is an initiative that they have where you can have them at your driveway. They will come out
Mhm.
and you will invite your neighbors, you know, to come and bring their issues to BSO, see what can resolve out of that and everything. So each commissioners and stuff like that would get an opportunity to do it on their streets. And
Mhm.
also you do have residents who take participates and allow BSO to come to their driveway to set up their tent, bring their literatures, talk to their neighbors, talk to kids and stuff like that. So that was one that I have hosted at my premises as well.
And that's important because one of the, now, I don't want, I'm gonna talk about it more from a positive way. One of the things that's important is for the officers to know the people in the community, right? And having
Exactly.
an initiative like that, it gets them to like, this is a
Ex-
person that they get to know, and it also get the people to know the officers in a more
yes,
positive way. Because sometimes the
absolutely.
only experience people have with police is someone getting arrested, someone going to jail. It's always negative. So that's a
Yes,
good way to bring a positive experience for the people with law enforcement, and it also helps law enforcement get to know the people in the community. So maybe
correct.
if they see one of the kids outside because they remember them from the block, they'll be like, oh, I know he got a good family. He's not up to no
Correct.
good. He
There
might
you
just like
go.
to wear his pants low, but he knows better, and would give them
Yes,
the benefit of the doubt because of that relationship. So that is
absolutely.
definitely a amazing initiative. People may think
Yes,
of it as a small thing, but that's actually a very big
it's a big
big
thing.
deal. It's a
It
very
is.
big
It
deal.
is.
It really does bring the community together and
Yes.
help people see law enforcement in a more
And
positive.
the other thing is that the more gets done is better as well for the community,
Yeah,
because you will have the residents complain, oh, we have never seen the police nowhere, that we haven't seen them, da 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 da. So we bring them to you then.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Bring them to you in
Bring
a
them to
good
you.
space, and they get to humanize. Everybody gets to be
Yes.
humanized. Yeah, it's
Yes.
that's
Hmm.
I'm telling you, that's a
Yes.
bigger thing because I teach in the criminal justice space,
Right.
and so that's one of the things when we're talking about policing and community policing. Those are the kind
Hmm.
of things that we talk about. So that's a very big initiative, and I'm
Right.
glad to see that. It also says you advocated for the park to open post pandemic. What was going on with the park, and why did you have to
Okay.
get
It's
them to
been,
open it up?
yes, it it takes a while for this to happen. It takes a while, months after everything opens up. Actually, it was about like a year or two before we were back to normal.
Mhm.
After normal was normal.
Was declared.
Exactly. There's no birthday parties in the park. Nothing happened in the park. The park just sit there. I mean, no, no. So that was it. Beaten up, talking, talking, talking until it finally gets done.
Yeah,
So
and outside was
that's
the
it.
place you could go. It's like it's
Yeah,
outside.
because
Yeah.
outside is like, free, because we've been on lockdown for how long? Locked inside, couldn't go outside. You can imagine. And then when things open up, we were all secluded. It's just like still in lockdown.
Hmm.
Might as well. You lock down the park where you can go to the park to walk around the park freely, to at least to free up your mind. I mean, that's considered you're still in lockdown.
Yeah.
So that should have been the first thing that opens.
I'm glad you were able to do that. So,
Yes.
there's something about a smoke detector program because that's a very important things to
Ooh.
have. People, you got to make sure you have your smoke detectors, and they even
Hmm.
actually say because I have the smoke detector that's also a carbon monoxide detector. Mine's are like 2 in 1
Yes.
because especially like during the hurricane with the if you got to be in a situation where you have a generator or whatever. But like, tell
Right.
us more about this smoke detector program that you were able to
Well, I
get
was
to
able
some of
to
your residents.
partner with the American Red Cross, because they do have the program where they provide the detectors and provide the volunteers to go and install it, and it's all for free.
That's awesome.
So I was able to gather a lot of residents who, because after so many fire that taking place in the city, there was a lot of houses got caught fire and stuff like that, we just it was just something to at least to help. It's not gonna stop the fire, but at least it will alert you,
Yes.
in time, so that it can be dealt with. So therefore, um I had the opportunity where that is concerned to do that for the residents, and that was done successfully, and we have installed quite a lot of homes with the smoke detectors.
Okay.
And
I know
that's through the Red Cross.
that's amazing. And so I know, it's the middle of the day and you have some things to do. So I just have a few more questions for you. You
Mhm.
did say that on what you're in a small city, but one of the things that you want to do is like have more business come into the city. Like
Right.
how, what type of businesses do you are you talking more in terms of smaller businesses or like some of the bigger businesses that may come in and
And we want some
just a
big name
business?
business in the place right now.
Yeah.
But the problem is this: we don't have the land space for it. We don't. We don't. For instance, a resident at call saw my flyer, and then he messaged me and says, "Oh, look at Pembroke Park
Look at
building,
Pembroke Park.
Pembroke Park doing
I know they
this.
ain't talking about no Pembroke Park.
Pembroke Park have this. Pembroke, why can't West Park side of the road look like Pembroke Park side of the road?" I was
Pembroke
like,
Park got other problems though.
Pembroke Park has the property. We don't have the property. It's like, oh, West Park look like it's a junkyard because it's up here old cars and pawn and car shops, mechanic shops in West Park. That is what they're saying to me. I'm like, okay, their business is there. We're not going to be approving new car, you know, sales because there's a cutoff where which is a new ordinance that we're not going to be having no more approving anymore like mechanic shops or car dealerships in the city. If you're there and it's a car dealership, you grandfathered in. You can grandfathered in if there's a new owner. But whereas having a new business come in and it's a car dealer or mechanic shop, no, no, no. And thing. West Park have tons and tons and tons of churches. You have a whole bunch of people. They buy the houses and turn them into churches. Why? Why they do that? They dodging the taxes. Churches don't pay taxes. Correct?
Mm.
See what I'm saying? So we want more. We would like to have like a like restaurant, proper decent restaurant.
But so let me ask a
Uh,
question before
um,
you go on. So you said people buy a house and turn it into church. That sounds like a lot of the property in West Park is zoned both residential and commercial. So
mhm.
does that mean that the areas is zoned? You could have like a residence and commercial. Is it both?
Yes, depends on the area.
The
Depends.
area, okay.
Yes,
What part of
yes,
the city?
yes. So but that's what they were doing before. At other leaderships. Other leaderships they would you know approve stuff like that. But that's a no-no right now. We need business that is beneficial. We need a gas station. We don't even have a gas station in the city. Now we just approving
So
a
so
gas station.
isn't there one on because West Park from Miramar becomes Hallandale, right? So Hallandale
Mhm.
Boulevard. So that the one that's on Hallandale, like around isn't that like
At
40 or
56,
56? So
right at
that's not in
56.
West. That's that's not your city.
No, it's Pembroke Park, even
Oh
though,
wow. Okay.
right, that's
Okay.
considered Pembroke Park.
Okay. Okay.
And the house next door to the gas station is West Park.
Is what because that's why I was like, I'm like, it's right there. And I'm like, I know I've been there before. So
The
but wow,
Polo Club, the
the
Polo
lines
Club
are
right there,
uh-huh.
across from that gas station, that's Pembroke Park. The school behind the Polo Club is Pembroke Park. The little houses behind that school, right there on 56, I don't know if you
Uh,
drive down there often, all that's Pembroke Park. With all the apartments over there on the right on to 52nd, the peninsula, all of that is Pembroke Park. But then across the street from the Polo, the school and the houses where that's considered West Park. So it's like
mm.
picking here, picking there. That decision was ridiculous. But hey, we end up had to live with that. So
That's gerrymandering
even
all
on
day.
my street, 25th Street, right now I'm looking through my window and I'm looking at Pembroke Park.
Pembroke Park outside your window.
Yes. Yes,
Oh
indeed.
my goodness.
On 25th. part of 25th Street, half of the street on this side is Pembroke Park, on the north side is West Park.
Let me
So
tell y'all,
it's
that is gerrymandering, okay? That's a map
exactly,
that was, listen, that was a
yes,
map that was designed to benefit somebody else. That, because
exactly,
it
and
doesn't
it
make sense.
it sure did benefited well,
Yeah,
because
so
now
that's
and now
gerrymandering at its best.
the residents now suffering with the high property taxes because
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
That
is
that
one of
was
the reasons, because we now have to pay more taxes because we don't have the businesses to pay the taxes, so we have
mm-hmm.
to foot the bill.
That's by design. So that the point that Commissioner Joy is making right now
Mhm.
is a reason why it's important for people to do the census, right? So like in 2020 when they were trying to get y'all to go do the census, don't be scared. That information is not going to be public. You know, everybody's like, but the government's going to know this.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to do it because that's how cities get funded. That's how they know
Exactly.
how many people that are there. So
Exactly.
you know that money probably didn't go into the city because the population was probably underrepresented because people didn't send back, you know, their census forms. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that right, those kind of things happen because of the census.
Mm-hmm.
It happens because of gerrymandering. So you
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit of a civic lesson here. So thank you,
Yes.
Commissioner Joy, for telling us about that. But if she's sitting looking out her window and then she's looking at Pembroke Park, that ain't got nothing to do with the commissioner. So don't, it's not her fault.
Exactly. No, it's not.
That's some Tallahassee people right there that made that decision,
Exactly.
right? That
Exactly.
affect you folks locally. So thank you so much for taking the time to come and all the great things that you're doing for the city. So tell people, how is it that they can support your campaign? How can they donate? How can they, you know, canvas for you, encourage people to vote, where they can find you on social media?
Okay.
Let them know how can they volunteer for you both time and provide money for your campaign.
Okay. So now election is my re-election is this year, and I would like to continue to do the work that I started out to do. So you can support through just a sec, one sec. Okay, sorry. Somebody distract me, some message.
No, I
Okay,
know
so
you're busy.
you
That's
can
what I'm trying to. I'm like, let her get that information in because I know she's busy.
yes. So at you can donate to Joy Smith campaign, which through not through my phone but through a I can't type it in here.
No, I can type it for you. Tell me what it is. I'll do the typing
Okay,
for you. Just tell me.
so to my email, Joy B Smith 2024 at gmail.com. That's you send donation. You can donate.
Is that like PayPal, Zelle? What is that?
That's PayPal and Zelle.
Okay.
Yes. I want to make sure I give you the correct, because
It's
if you
Joy
miss
B Smith 2024 at gmail.com.
correct,
Okay.
um, and I want to double check that by one sec. Today, I want to make sure. Yes, Joy B SMITH 2024 at gmail.com.
Yes, to donate via
And
PayPal or
you
Zelle.
can use that for both PayPal or Zelle, or you can make check out to Joy Smith campaign, and of course you can mail it or I can pick it up. Just call me. My number
Hold on a
seven.
second. Wait, hold on. I need to cut my nails down.
I'm a
Listen,
natural girl. I don't do
listen,
all of
listen.
that
I'm,
stuff.
I'm like, it's time to, I need to cut them down.
I like to stay as natural as
You
possible.
know, I used to do that every now and then. I go through this phase, and I'm like,
And
yeah, it's time to
it's
cut
so
them down.
weird, you know. I would like to put on the fanciness and everything, but every time I do, I lose my nails.
Oh wow,
If
yeah,
people will
yeah.
see me out there and I don't see no nail polish or nothing on my toes and my fingers, it's because I'm allergic to it all.
No,
So
yeah.
it's
So you
not like
definitely don't want to
because
do that.
I can't spend the money to do my. I do have my manicure and pedicure, but I don't put no polishes on
Polish
it,
on it. Right,
and they're
right.
still charging you when they do it. So
Exactly, exactly.
yes,
So you said make the checks out to Joy B. Smith campaign?
yes.
Okay.
hmm
Okay.
And they can call any questions or concerns. They can call me at 754
Okay.
816
816
0572.
0572. So it's 754 or 954. Which one is it?
754.
Yeah, 754 816 05.
Also, I'll be looking for volunteers. Volunteers. If you don't have no funds to donate, you can volunteer your time.
Yes.
I do food drives. I try to do that every Friday, where I go out. I get some supplies and I'll go and knock the vulnerable doors and deliver something. At least not sometimes it's not much, but at least it's something. I try to do that on a weekly basis on Fridays when it's available. So they can call me, volunteer. I'm gonna need volunteers. Knocking doors or make phone calls, you name it. Election takes work. And in order for me to be back in the seat, need some workers
Mm.
and take some money as well. Because some people don't want to volunteer, they want to be paid. So it just it's just realistically,
Yeah, no, that's part of it, and it's the
Yes.
nature of the beast. So
hmm
we need financial donations. Sweat equity is good, right? So if
Yes.
you just got time,
hmm
well, she'll take that. If you got money and you want to donate because you got other things to do too, that's okay too.
Correct.
Ultimately, she wants the vote from both of the people, the ones that got money and time. But in
Yes.
terms of like what you can do in terms of labor, you can contribute in either way.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
I
Thank you so much
appreciate
for
it.
spending time with me this afternoon.
I
All right. Any last
appreciate it.
words?
Well, one last thing. Vote and election do have consequences.
hmm
Election, I'm going to say it again. Elections have consequences. So, people, I applaud you. Thank you for supporting me in 2024. But now I need a bigger support in 2020. Now I need a bigger support in 2024 because I do have an opponent to my knowledge. So therefore, get out the votes. You can go on Broward if you please remember this, guys, that if you had signed up for your mail-in ballots from the last election, you have to do it again. It's for this election coming up, this year election coming up, because it makes it harder because the censoring of vote censoring, especially with we us people. Um, Go on the Broward County website, Supervisor of Elections Office website, and check to see if you have requested to vote by mail. If not, it's just simple 1, 2, 3. Just put in your information, and you can just request all year, all election for this year, and that's it.
And I'm
But yeah,
checking to see if it's browardsoe.com or soe.org. So you can tell
that's
if you
org.
tell them
That's .org.
is
Let me see. I
soe.org.
did
Okay.
have a uh
Yeah, because I know you can go to Broward SOE and check in and re-register for your vote by mail ballots.
supervisor of elections office that. Oh, gee.
Yeah,
There's
we're gonna
also
find it for you.
there was a
It's
link.
soe.org. Yes.
That
Okay.
org,
Yes.
yes. And just go on there because I think you can do what you can do for your family, or you can, because that's one of the things that I'll be working on as well, to because you do have some residents who are
And then
not
we have,
capable of going online.
and then you have browardvotes.gov too.
Yes, yes. So you can, if you are hearing my, if you're hearing my voice, please, can help your neighbor out. Help your neighbor by showing them what to do, because a lot of people there, especially the elders, they're not computer frenzy like us. We will use our phone. I try to speak to someone, and the phone that they have, I never believed that those phones were ever worked again.
Listen,
It
my
was like
mother's 80 and she has a flip
the
phone.
phone with no text. Who has a phone with no text? No
my
text
mother has a
message.
my mother has a flip phone. She's 80 years old.
I'm
That's all
like,
she can do.
you have somebody with phone who has, you cannot get a text message on the phone. It's out there, still out there.
Hmm.
It's still out there. I'm not making this up. I've been out there. I've been on out there on the street, because I'm that type of person. I'm not the type that's sitting up on social media, or up speaking up front and personal in and events and stuff like that. I'm more on the earth girl. I'm on the grounds. I'm out there in the sun. I'm out there in the field. I'm knocking doors, talking to people out there. I go to the doors. I remember one dog almost tear me up.
Ooh.
Knocking the doors. I'm scared of dogs and stuff like that. But still, I've been out there. So, and I see what's going on. I've hear what the people are going through out there. And, sometimes it's very sad. But, help a neighbor out. Help a neighbor. Be neighborly and help a neighbor out. So again, make sure if you're not registered to vote, if you're new in the city and not registered to vote, just get online, and you can also register to vote, or you can call my phone, and I point you in the direction where to go. So again, Madam Sandra, thank you very much. I
No, thank you.
appreciate everything that you have done. I thank you for having me today.
No, thank you for coming on. And I put in all that information. I put in the browardvotes.gov,
Yes.
browardsoe.org. Early voting is October 26th and November 2nd, 2024. The
Thank
last day to vote, which is election day, is November 5th, 2024. And
thank
Chris
you.
Smith will be on the
Right.
ballot for
So
C3
November,
Park.
vote Joy B.
Yeah,
Smith. Joy B.
that's right.
Woo! Seat number
Re-elect
3.
Joy. Re-elect Joy.
Re-elect.
Yeah.
Woo! Seat 3.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right. Have a blessed one.
All right. Bye-bye. Elections have